Well, good afternoon, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. If you've been here before, sure am glad you're back. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Gay, and I'm just a country Texan gal that likes to live simply, and I like to cook, and I like to garden, and I like to talk. I sew, I play the piano, several different things will be on the channel randomly, but today I had promised that I would make some refrigerator dill pickles. And let me tell you, when I was growing up, my daddy made the best dill pickles. But a lot of times, because he would make them, pour the heated vinegar solution on them, let them seal, put them in the pantry, and then when we would open them, we'd put them in the ice box, hoping they'd get crisp. Well, 9 times out of 10, they weren't crisp like the ones you buy. And I never liked that. But I found this recipe, and it is absolutely delicious. You can make several jars at a time if you have a lot of cucumbers, or you can grow or buy just a few and make them as far as they'll grow. Now, I have quite a few cucumbers today. Thank God my cucumbers are growing really well out back. So I've already put into a pint. The recipe is written for a pint, so you know you double that for a quart. Into a pint, you're going to put a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and these are crushed red pepper from Costco. And you're going to put a tablespoon of black peppercorns. Now I've already put the pepper flakes in all of them. I've got to put the peppercorns. So in this quart, I'm going to need 2. And I've already put it in the rest of them. So I'll get this out of the way. So that's a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a tablespoon of peppercorns to a pint, and 4 cloves of garlic. So I've doubled the garlic and everything for the quarts. Now you're going to get in a pot on the stove, you're going to put per pint 1 cup of water, 1 cup of white vinegar, and a tablespoon of salt. And you bring that to a boil. So I've got that heating. It doesn't take long. If you need to make a little bit more, you can. What I have heating, I had left over from the last time I made them, and I saved it to, instead of pouring it out, I knew I'd be making more pickles. So y'all will get a card at the end of the video giving you how much of everything, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing as I go along. So what I do, I get all of my spices in the bottom of my jars, and then that's to dip the vinegar with. Get this stuff kind of out of my way here. I've got red pepper flakes everywhere. I take my pickles, my cucumbers, and I cut each end off. And then I like to either half or quarter them. This one's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to quarter it. And I'm going to put them down into my jars. So I've got some little ones and some bigger ones and some much bigger ones. And even the smaller ones that you would get in a jar of like Del Dixie or Vlasic, I'm going to put them down in the jar halved. Even though I could do them whole, I'm going to halve them. Some of them I'm putting in pints here, and some of them I'm putting in the quarts because they're too tall for the pints. Now at the end, I will cut some of the bigger ones and have little pieces to make it fit. Now this one's a little fatter, so what I do when they're bigger, you see how this one has more seed in it? I'm going to trim some of those seed out and leave more just the core of the pickle, because those seed don't get crunchy and it's just a mess. That's not how I want my pickles to be. I'm going to try that one and just see how it does. It has quite a few seed in it, but if I trim all of those out, that's all I'll have is, it'll be empty. I'm just going to finish filling these jars. I was just showing y'all how I was going about it. And I'll bring you back when I start putting the, that's hard on the end. I'll bring y'all back when I start putting the hot stuff on them. Now what you do, you make them, You let them cool to room temperature, and then you store them in the refrigerator. And that's where you keep them until you eat them all gone. But if your house is like my house, let me just tell you, they won't last long. Everybody loves them, and they're eaten in a hurry. So, I guess I'll keep doing this. We're getting some much needed rain and a little bit of unneeded thunder, so if y'all hear some loud banging, they used to say that was the devil whooping his wife. I'm not sure. That was a saying when I was a kid. Okay, I've got them pretty well all stuffed with cucumbers, and now I'm going to add dill. And I ran out of dill that I was growing, so I had to buy some, and I bought organic, so I don't have to worry about having to wash it or anything. It's clean and ready to use. H-E-B had it a lot cheaper than Kroger, I'll tell y'all that much. And it says 4 to 5 sprigs to a pint, so you need obviously more in a quart. So I'm not counting. I'm just putting dill in because I want dill pickles. If you don't have access to fresh dill, you can use dill seed. That works. My daddy always grew dill every summer because he knew he was going to be making him some pickles. Mama would make bread and butter pickles, and I may make a batch of Mama's bread and butter. I've done it before, but some of y'all probably haven't seen that. So I may try to make some more some bread and butter pickles too, to go with all of my other pickles. But we're eating these. I'm telling you, we've done eat probably 2 gallons of them. I'm giving them to Charlize and Richard, and anybody else that wants some can taste of these good pickles. I'm telling y'all, they're delicious. I'm going to finish these, and then I'm going to show you some out of the ice box that's been made a while. And I'll get one out. They're the closest to the Claussen pickles that you get in the deli at the store of any I've ever tasted. They're very good pickles. Now, if you don't have cucumbers, you can buy the little package of the little miniature ones that's in the produce over there, or you can actually buy the English cucumbers. There's usually 3 of them in a pack at Costco, or you can buy them one at a time, I guess, at the regular grocery store, and make the same pickles with them. That way you can do it year-round when you don't have a garden. That's what we do. But I sure was anxious to get my own growing where I can make my own homemade ones. Okay, I've got my dill in. Y'all can see I've got the peppercorns and the red pepper in the bottom. And I've got dill on the top. My garlic cloves are in there. And so it won't be but a minute. I'm going to put the rest of this in the garbage, the stems. Be but a minute. My vinegar and water with salt in it will be boiling, and we'll ladle it in. My vinegar and water solution is boiling. So I'm going to ladle it into my jars. And by the way, these jars were washed with hot soapy water. I did pour some boiling water in just because, but because they're going to be refrigerator pickles and they're going to be eaten soon, I didn't go through the usual process where we sterilize the jars. Now, if it's going to be a while before they're eaten, you might want to take time to sterilize everything really well. But this is just a lid and a ring. You let them sit out at room temperature until they cool, and then you put them in the refrigerator until they're eaten. You want to have everything down under the brine. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. When I get through with all of them, I'm going to shake them up. Now, I'm not wiping this with vinegar because it doesn't matter if it some's on the lid. It doesn't have to seal. Because you put everything down in the bottom to start with, I like to try to shake it up a little bit to get some of it all incorporated in. Of course, it's going to flavor anyway. but I still like to see it all in there, and I'll show you in a minute one that I've already done. But you can see how it's looking. I'm going to get the rest of them filled, and then I'll be back and I'll open a jar that I've already done and taste it and let y'all see. Hey y'all, here's what they look like when you first make them. See, they're a different green color, but after they've been in the icebox a few days, here's what you get. 3 days is what you need to leave them before you start eating, if you can make yourself wait that long. So I'm going to get back over here and taste of one and let y'all see how crunchy and good it is. Let me get me a fork. On these, I ran out of dill, so I used just dill weed in them. See, they're crispy. You hear that? Listen to this. See there? They're crispy. You can use jalapenos if you want to, but the red pepper flakes make it easy. You don't have to go buy extra pepper somewhere. Just get you a big box of crushed red pepper, and it's just the right amount of heat. They're good. Now, folks, I'm going to get back up on my little soapbox that I've been off of for a while. We've got a lot of stuff going on in our world. Things are kind of being shook around. We don't really know what to expect. One more time, let me remind you, get you a little bit of stuff ahead at the grocery store. The Bible says when they cry peace, peace, then sudden destruction comes. You may not believe the Bible and you may not agree with me, but that's what it says and I'm standing on it. We're hearing a lot of talk about peace. We know that Israel is God's time clock. We don't know what's going to happen. Our supply chain could be cut off. Lots of things could change in overnight. So check your pantry. Make sure you have the staples that you're going to need if things are stopped for a while and we can't get anything. Make sure the locks on your doors are good, because if you've got food and somebody else don't, they're going to want what you have. Protect yourself. I'm not saying doomsday's here. I'm telling you, all my life we've kept our eyes on Israel from a point of the Bible, and it don't look really real promising. So I'm just warning you, have you a few things ahead. Read your Bible, do your research, see where we're standing. Things may settle down and be good for a while, and it may blow up tomorrow. We don't know. That's the whole deal. We're in a situation that we don't know. It's like there's a bunch of smoke and it clears a little bit and then it gets smoky again. Can't see, don't know, no sure direction. A lot of hope. Say your prayers, talk to the good Lord. Love your family, let them know you love them. If you've got grievances with one another, settle them. Have peace in your own home where families can stick together and weather whatever storm might come our way. The good Lord bless y'all. Make you some good dill pickles. They go good with everything, for a snack to a meal. And I'll be back in a day or two. I've got some more good stuff I want to share with y'all. The good Lord bless you.